Hey guys, it's Remo, and we're here standing on the driveway. 10 total trucks were poured to get to this point. But rather than showing you the finished product, what we wanted to do is document all the steps that it takes to actually get a driveway looking like this. One of the big things that we had to get the water all the way from the back to the front. So through laser leveling and so forth to try to determine the exact amount of slope we had. We ended up having to put some drains rather than using a pump. So this episode's a little bit different. We called it 9.5 because before the big reveal that's gonna showcase really the finished product, we wanted to really document this last 2-3 weeks of getting the driveway to look like it does behind me. So enjoy, and without further ado, let's show you 2 weeks ago. Today is grading day. Got to move a lot of dirt. We have 2 high points that have to be reduced. I have 2 tractors here moving dirt. What's unique is that point right there is going to be almost the same as the bottom lip over there. So we have to move a substantial amount of dirt. So what will happen here is they'll have a drain be placed where this is at. So this has to be lowered to allow, might be tough to hear. So there'll be a drain here, a drain in the center, a drain there. All this dirt, which is about 30 cubic yards of dirt, has to be moved to the back. I'll show you guys back now once he passes here. All right, so right here would be one drain, maybe a second one right there. And so all this dirt, this is all going to get reduced by another 2-3 inches. All this 2-3 inches is brought by this smaller machine because of how tight it is back here. So our new elevation will be right there at the bottom point of the stucco. So this right here would be our new actual concrete in the finished grade. So you're talking about 10 inches right here that we still have to raise up. And then as we get to the back, it obviously has to be higher. So I'll show you back here. So all this is gonna get raised up another right where that line is, and it'll slope this way and then slope that way to be able to get all the way to the bottom. So got a set of drains behind this building, which is about 30 feet or so. We'll run down this area, a couple different drains. Come from there, from that point, make it to the street. All right, we're about 5, maybe 4 working days from being able to pour the driveway. Let me show you guys what has happened. So we have all the fences. All these are going to be posts, so when people drive, no one hits the structures. These are going to be 2 parking spots, which would be really nice. Each of the units have this kind of back area. And in this back area, you'll each get your own individual gate and storage, which is really nice. So those are going up first. Again, these are going to be little ballards. And what we decided to do initially, we were going to just continue the fence from here and attach there. And then we talked with the neighbor. This is all dead space for them. We were going to just kind of stop the fence where the structure is. However, there's a big tree. There's some plumbing. I'll get a little closer. Kind of see over there. Probably get a little closer as we get a little closer. But now we decided to just dig this fence. So this fence will get continued all the way to the end of the property. Problem is, if you remember in some of the videos, there was a big palm tree here. It was cut, we grind it, but unfortunately the root system is pretty intense. You walk over here. So you can see the pipes on this side, which are the neighbors. I think maybe an illegal structure. So you can see them trying to get through these roots and it's really slow and very time consuming, but it's getting done. Uh, get to the back. This will have a nice new step poured in. Again, the same fencing in the back on both sides. I'll have fence. Here I'll have a fence. Walk you through this unit. It's definitely coming together. The other cool thing is all the shower doors are in. They're really nice. This sounds a little dark. This one has more lighting, so you can kind of see. We get closer to the finished product of the bathroom. The shower doors are put in. So you can see this is going to be where the step is. And that'll be a fence in the back. The post will be, so this will be dead center. So you'll have, in a sense, a big fence that stands up here. So one party or this people back here gets this side, and then the other gets the other side. All right. Now let's fast forward a day or two and then show you what's next. Ten trucks later, this is where we're at. The 10th truck will end this last piece. Sidewalks will be done tomorrow. The approach will be done tomorrow. This will all be ready to drive on in maybe a couple days. All the grading is done, the rebar's done, and the concrete has officially cured, or at least to walk on. So let me show you guys all the progress that we've done. I know you've watched the kind of the whole evolution of what it looks like to get the driveway. A total of 10 trucks of concrete poured. So come on in, let me show you guys the finished product. All right, the first thing you notice right when you come is the approach. The gutter line has all been done all the way to the end there, about 50 feet, a new curb, new apron, and a new sidewalk. So a lot different than what it was before. The front has been poured. Now this was poured in 3 different phases just because of parking and other restrictions. So you have the finished product here, which is neat is you'll have a walkway so you can kind of see that it cut a certain way. This will be a fence here, so it's hard to see it all together, but this would be your actual entrance. There'll be a picket fence here, so those will get cut down to be a nice white picket fence. This will hopefully get removed, and we'll probably go with turf here, and this will also have the same picket fence along this side. And so your entry point would be here for the front unit. We have some low voltage lights, which will look nice once they're all connected. Everything got stuccoed in the front. And then here we kind of created another parking spot right in the front, which will be nice. Those 2 posts right there are going to be for mailboxes, so you'll see those a little bit later. They're actually inside. These are little ballards, so they're filled with concrete, so no one hits any of the utilities requirement by Edison, but it's also just really for us to make sure that no one plays bumper cars with the house since the space is somewhat tight. All the meters are officially in, and we have power connected, so no more temple. So the temple that was there is now officially gone, which is nice. And you can see all the concrete now officially poured. We have a drain there, a drain over there, and a drain here. And what happened is, since it's a pretty deep property, so we couldn't really slope everything from the back over. So the idea would be slope from the back to that drain, and then from here there'll be a high point that goes that way, and from here goes this way, and the same over here. So also put more ballards here, and one there in front of that electrical, and just in front of the AC where the unit there, the Bobcat's there. That'll actually be the future trash enclosure that's required. So you see the rebar already stuck up. It has a footing and everything, so that'll be put in over the next couple days. And so all this had to slope. So when it rains, come go back here. You can kind of see the elevation here. This will flow back this way, and then where the axis is, it goes back towards the house. Same with here. These fences and gates will be up later today. So from the center of the ADU, it'll flow this way. From the center of the other ADU, it'll go that way. So this is the white picket fences that I mentioned that'll go in the front. Electric water heaters are in. So the AC units are also in. So again, there'll be a fence here. So the water from that line goes towards me. From that line goes towards the other unit. You can see the concrete is still drying. Goes all the way to the back. This area, and let me just wrap all the way around. The other thing you probably noticed was we have a new block wall that's in there. So for these back here, they're actually heat pumps, which are substantially more expensive, but were required for the electrical load since the back unit's all electric. We decided to go with a 7-foot fence. This will all be painted and gives privacy, because since this is kind of a raised foundation, or at least a step up, you don't want to be able to see in your neighbor's backyard. So this will get one more block as well. So it'll be a little bit higher, but it gives you enough privacy from you and your neighbors. See all the nice stucco. So from here, you can see how big the driveway is. One of the 3 drains that were placed. Now all these drains will go and drain to the curb. So you'll see a curb hole where all the water would come out when it rains. So here used to be a palm tree. You got every other cylinder filled in, and the cap will be going in tomorrow. So this is what it all looks like when it's all done. You kind of see the low points if you stare. From that point, it goes this way. From that point, it goes that way. And again, it goes to this drain, or it goes to that drain. Thanks for watching, guys. I know this episode was kind of unplanned, but there was so much work in getting really the grading and everything situated correctly. About 2 weeks between grading, rebar, pouring concrete, the phases, and another 3 to 4 weeks of actually putting together the grading plan, getting submitted to city, waiting on feedback, and so forth. So last episode, which will be episode 10, will be a final reveal where everything is cleaned up, the front turf is done, all the appliances are in, and we're going to show you all that. So stay tuned. All the best. If you have any questions regarding real estate, whether buying, selling, investment, please reach out to us. We'll see you soon.